Hello and welcome to United Pulse. 3 points in the bag, what was perhaps a must win game for Ten Hag. As soon as starting 11 was revealed, question marks were raised on Eriksen starting, and rightly so, as we all expected, as it would either be Casemiro, because Ten Hag showed support for him during his press conference, or Ugarte, as he played really well during the international duty. But Ten Hag chose Eriksen, but he played quite well. Eriksen was quite steady. But one thing's for sure, in games like this, yes, maybe it will work. But we have to be realistic. Against top teams, against teams which press for fun, as we saw against Brighton as well, this midfield would fail big time. So overall, as a rotation in some games, it is good. It's a good option. For now, while we are bringing Collier up to the level to be fully integrated in the team, or perhaps during winter we can get one more midfielder, a left back, and maybe another striker as well, or a winger. It's a good option to have players like Eriksen available. Early on in the game, around 30 minutes, 31 minutes, Southampton won a penalty, which Onana saved. A huge boost to his confidence and also respect in front of the fans. Let's be honest, fans have been on his ass since he came in. One mishap after another, and people don't rate him quite highly. He had been criticized heavily amongst other players since we bought him, and these small wins will help fans get behind him. But it's all about consistency. Fans expect him to do small things right first, and then exceptional situations are a bonus. Onana's saving penalty, in my opinion, was the turning point of the game. Within 3 to 4 minutes of that save, United counterattacked and won a corner, on which Dillit scored from a header. And I have to say, what a cross from Bruno Fernandes. Excellent vision, excellent precision. And then in 40 minutes in game, Rashi scores. I heard on social some people were saying that it was a lucky goal or whatnot. Uh, but it doesn't matter. When I was a scout, we were taught one thing: if a striker scores a goal, you sign him. It doesn't matter how the ball goes in, but what matters is it went in. If a striker can score goals, then it's a striker that you want. Because in the end, goals win matches. Could this be the turning point for the return of Rashford? I hope so. But one thing's for sure, it will definitely boost his confidence, and we need that. We need Rashford to start scoring goals again. We don't have enough depth in our wings, we don't have enough depth in front of the goal. So we need players who have shown that they have capability, they have talent, and Rashford was once one of the best wingers, one of the best attackers in the game in the Premier League. Early second half, Stephen Southampton's captain got a red card for a high boot sliding tackle on Garnacho. Even though by now United had a game in hand, but this was perhaps a nail in the coffin. At 90 minutes, Zirkzee missed an open goal. Hard luck on the boy, as he was playing quite well in moving the ball and link up play. Here's something I want to talk about. He was asked before, perhaps when we signed him during one of the interviews, he was asked before about his ideal position, and he mentioned he could play as number 9 or number 10, something in between, which is really good. As a player, he knows where is his best position. Of course, in the end, it all depends on how the coach wants to play you, but knowing your strength, your capabilities is the starting point. His link up play is great. Maybe he needs to work on his finishing, but it gives me an idea that when Rasmus is back, then maybe Xerxes can play as false 9 behind Rasmus. And that is something I would want to try. But then there's another question: how will it affect Bruno Fernandes and another midfield? We have to see, but I think it's an option which can be explored in some games. Because in the end, you're playing against another team. You need to see what are the weaknesses of another team as well. So when you're playing your game, you see how another team is playing. You need to reevaluate your formations in critical games. I'm not saying all the games, but critical games. Before the end of the game, Garnacho scored an amazing goal. What a through ball from Casemiro and what a cross from Dalo. But man, oh man, Garnacho didn't waste his chance. In the end, I feel this game has so many positives. We have all been criticizing Onana, Eriksen, Rashford, Casemiro. Media has been battering Delete after international duty, and some said maybe it's the end of Delete's international career. But all of these players redeemed themselves in this game. For some, last few games could be considered as a blip, but for some, people were saying they're done. They should retire or go to Saudi Arabia or American leagues. Could this be a way back? I don't know. I think it's too early and it's just one game. But for the moment, I just want to talk about the present and enjoy this victory. So, in the end, I just hope that our players which performed in this game can continue this progression, and we can see especially critical players. I mean Rashford, Casemiro, because we need both of them. Even though Gate has came in now, but still we need rotation. We are playing in cup matches. We are playing in Europe. We are playing in the league matches. So there's going to be a lot of games, and we need rotational players. But there are some key positions which we need to focus on as well. Rashford needs to get his form back. He played really well in this game, considering how bad he was in the previous games and the whole last season. I think this could be the turning point, maybe. And I hope he can turn things around. Onana, I hope he can bring in consistencies. Delid, he's been solid for us so far. He had a solid performance at the start of Liverpool's game as well until the whole team collapsed. But he was still solid at the start of the game. So I feel like a few of these players having good game against Southampton is a good start. Now we have to see how they're going to be performing against Crystal Palace. So I just want to keep positive, and I just wish things are going to be turning from now on. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.